Hey, good morning. I always have to double check these headphones now since they let me down the other day. Dusty's gonna bark for us. And then the dogs across the street are gonna bark for us, so that's how you know we're live on location in the backyard. I'm double checking this real quick. Yep, we got it. I can hear Dusty barking on the other feed. Okay. Usually it's we have to do on Fridays in between the trash guy. But today, something else is stirring up in the neighborhood. All right, good morning, everybody. First things first, if you're watching on YouTube, search for my first and last name, Cindy Vochatzer-Murillo. I know some of you just said, that's how you say your name? Yes, that's how I say my name. Hit the subscribe button and notification bell and leave me a comment. If you're watching everywhere else on social media, say hey. And if you're watching this live right now, jump in the comments and let me know you're there or say good morning to Dusty Dog. All right, today's video, as promised, I told you I'd talk some more about this. 3 ways to help your kids learn about life and death. Alright, so yesterday morning we had quite an exciting morning. Danny sent me a text and said you need to come down here quickly and look at Snowy. And Snowy is our dwarf hamster, or Ellie's dwarf hamster. And I looked at her and I was like, oh no, she's doing really, really bad. She made it through the night, but she's probably going to pass away today. So I told him, I'm going to go wake her up and see if she just wants to keep sleeping or if she wants to come and say an official goodbye to Snowy. Either way is good, but I always want to give her a choice. So I went upstairs and I was like, Snowy's really, really sick and I don't think she's going to make it through the morning. Do you want to go down and cuddle her for a while? And she said yes. She popped right out of bed. I had her go to the bathroom because I didn't know how long we were going to be sitting with her. And she went down and grabbed Snowy. And the tears just flowed from her eyes, and I told her what a brave girl she was, because as an 8-year-old she was doing something that I had not yet encountered at 8 years old with my pet. So we sat there and we loved on Snowy for about 3 hours before she passed away. So that brings me into my 3 points of whatever is age appropriate. Give your kids a choice. My kid would have been really mad if I would have just had her sleep in because it was early in the morning. It wasn't time for her to wake up. And then we told her, oh, by the way, Snowy died. And then she just had her little dead body there to say goodbye to. So we as adults know how important that is for us to say goodbye to our last people. And it's important for our kids too, to be able to have the choice of what they are most comfortable with. And it depends on where they are. Like, I'm going to finish with a story that I probably couldn't have done that at 8. I couldn't have probably done that at 38 because I needed some healing still. The second one is normalize it. Like, don't talk about life and death all the time, even though it's around us everywhere in the world. Don't make it taboo. Like, for some reason, death was up there with don't talk about taxes, religion, or money. And death was like there too. It's like, it's an everyday occurrence, but everybody makes it taboo. So, hi, I'm Cindy, and I'm here to make this not a taboo thing anymore. We're going to get Dusty in the back. Like, there's no reason to make it weird. I don't know why generations of people have made it weird to talk about. Like, have an open conversation, have an open dialogue about it. And then the third thing I have is, based on what's age appropriate for them, bring them into that part of somebody dying. So, for example, when my dad passed away Ellie wasn't 3 yet. So we gave the girls a choice at the visitation. Hey, do you want to say goodbye to Papa's body? Because they knew he wasn't there anymore. It was just going to be his body. And we gave them all a choice, and they all literally ran into the sanctuary, down to my dad, and said hi and bye to him, whichever was best for how their little heart is. And as predicted from Dusty from the funeral home, they wanted to see where his legs are, because for some reason when you're in a casket, they think they had no relation to how it worked, that they're like, how do you lose your legs? You die and you lose your legs? And he's like, no. I had the same question when I was a little kid. So here's where your Papa's legs are. They're still here. They're just covered up by this lid. So now that Ellie was older, when my mom passed away, all the girls went to the funeral. They all got to attend the funeral because they understood it more. And then even now, Ellie has dealt with more life and death in her life, that she got to hold her hamster as she went to be with Jesus. And 4 years prior than that, we didn't take her to put down our dogs because we didn't think it was appropriate, and it would have been too hard on her little empathetic heart. So those are the 3 ways that you can help your kids with life and death. And remember to make them part of the process, because they're all going to be going through the grieving process with you. They're all going to do it in their own way. But always feel like they're a part of it. It's not scary and taboo. It's an open conversation. And then you won't end up like me, that was 4 years old at my grandpa's funeral, and I literally spent from 4 to 40 scared of dead things. I wouldn't have been able to hold Snowy's hamster. I wouldn't have been able to, I didn't handle finding my grandpa's dog dead in our backyard very well at whatever that was, 10 years old. I didn't do that very good because something snuck in, fear snuck in during that process, because back then my parents explained a little better than theirs did, but not nearly as open as I am with my child. So you never know when it's a chance that it opens the door for a fear of something to walk in, and it literally takes a hold of your life. For me, 40 years. 40 years before I was able to say, hey, I need healing from this. I need to not be afraid of these things. And therefore, I literally was there with my dad when he passed away. I was there when my dog passed away. I was there when my other dog passed away. And I was there with my mom. I was able to bring her home on hospice, and I wouldn't have never been able to do that if I still had a fear of dead things. So you just never know what happens. So jump into our newly named Facebook group, Moms in the Middle, Navigating Life with Aging Parents and Kids, and you can learn more about all the things that we're walking in with moms, being a mom in the middle. See you guys all later. Bye.